What's going on, team? Sorry for another weekend of another recording of the weekly market breakdown here in the States, and I'm pretty sure in other places. I'm not 100% sure, but it's Father's Day on Sunday, so it's Saturday right now. I'm recording this at 9:43 p.m. Um, didn't do a live session today. I was kind of busy, so I was like, you know what? I'll just record it. I'll have everybody just watch the recording. If anybody has any questions, anybody could message me. Feel free to message me, and we'll get you sorted. So, the pairs we're gonna go over are the ones you see on the right hand side with the red folder with the red flag next to their name, starting off with AUD USD, finishing off with US oil. We will go in order from the top to the bottom. What I'm looking for again, daily time frame, we'll be looking at the overall market makers pattern, where we're at. Are we in an overall uptrend? Are we in an overall downtrend? Do we have any continuations? Are we currently with the trend? Are we currently counter trend? Are we in a zone of consolidation? Are we trending? Right, that's what we could see on the daily time frame. Then we go down to the 4 hour, see if we have any continuations, 4 hour highs and 4 hour lows, and then the same thing on the 30 minutes. So AU, we know we are in already level 3 on the downtrend. Right, we're looking for price to give us a set lower high to then start looking to go into the lower low. And right now, price is still giving us higher highs and higher lows. Failed to give us a clean break of the highs and started giving us internal lower lows and lower highs. Right, did not give us a clean break and then ended up giving us, it's a pretty close. At this point, I'm going to put a no net. If we need to update this on Monday when the market opens, then we'll update it. Then we had a day of rise. Price gave us a day of drop. No continuation just yet on AUD CAD. On AUD USD, my bad. AUD CAD. We are in A1, still the first zone of consolidation. Price gave us an inducement of the low, went back up to the top. Internally, still giving us lower lows and lower highs. We still don't have to update the daily time frame, so that's good. 4 hour time frame. Price gave us a weaker drop, right, which is good. And then on the 30-minute, price gave us a day of drop and also gave us a break of structure. Lower low, lower high, lower low. Euro AUD, we are in level 3. We know we want to see price reach the previous peak high. We are in level 3 in an uptrend. We still have that gap at the bottom of the market, but we can still see price respecting higher highs and higher lows. We have a month of rise and no continuations. Let's add a few lines here so we can have it ready for next month already. Right, no continuations, but we are looking for uptrend moves. Price gave us 3 weeks of rise, and the third week gave us a rise drop. This week being the fourth week variation gave us that push to the top side. Perfect. Trading at a higher high. And price also gave us a 372. 2 days of rise. We're looking for that third day push, and price did give us that third day push to the top side. only thing missing that price didn't give us at these highs was a valid break for a continuation. So at this point, I am looking for price to give me a I am looking for price to give us a pullback at these highs. Would be ideal to get a pullback. EuroCAD, let's go ahead and delete some of these drawings. Start clean with the charts, right? Start fresh. Right, so EuroCAD, we're in level 2. We are still trading at the higher high. No continuations on the daily time frame. On the 4-hour, and we still got that gap at the bottom. On the 4-hour, still trading higher high and higher low. At the higher low, price gave us 4 weeks where price is just consolidating. Then this week, price finally gave us a week of rise. And then internally now in the 30-minute time frame, price gave us low, lower, high, lower, low, change of character, higher, high, higher, low. Right, then price gave us higher high break of structure, gave us 2 days of rise. On the third day, which was Friday, price didn't give us that third day push, and it went down instead. Right, and again, this is because price is at the daily highs. Right, so I want to see a break of these highs beforehand. Gonna be an interesting pair to keep an eye on. Euro USD, daily time frame. We were in V1, which is the first zone of consolidation in an uptrend. We're in level 2. We had the break, we had the retest, gave us a push to the top side. That push to the top side, price failed to give us a valid break once again of the daily highs, and we have a gap at the bottom, 2 gaps. Now, I don't think we'll get that pullback all the way to the bottom, but I definitely think price will come back down to the bottom of the zone, and then we'll continue that push to the top side. On the 4-hour time frame, we have 2 weeks of rise, which is perfect. Again, the only thing that's making this, telling me that this is low probability that we'll get that third push to the top side, right, for the third week high, is the fact that price did not give me a valid break of structure at these highs. We're still just testing these highs. So for me right now, this is still a low probability trade. Right, same reason, well, here on the third day, it gave us that third day high and then finished on a drop. So price could give us a fourth day push to the top side after a rise drop on Friday. Pretty interesting here. So I was taking a sip of water. Let's go to GA, daily time frame. We are in level 3, right? We're already in peak high territory. We've reached the previous peak high. Peak high territory is still in an uptrend, still making higher high, higher low, right? But no continuations on the daily. On the 4 hour time frame, let's add another weekly line here. All right, we have a week of rise, no continuation, but still moving into the direction that we want to see. And then on the 30-minute, we're still making higher high, higher low, higher high, change of character, lower low. Now, could this be the inducement and then price start making higher high, higher low? Is what it looks like. Internally, price gave us a change of character, higher high, and then we're pretty much looking for price to break these highs. If price gives me a valid break of these highs, then we know it'll continue. But right now, we don't have that. Still making lower low and lower high. We're still trading in that previous lower high area, so we want to be careful. GA is definitely one on my list though. GCAD also in level 3 in an uptrend. We still haven't reached the previous peak high. Previous peak high is all the way up here. Now again, do I think price is going to reach all the way up there? There's a very slight chance. There's a slight chance it might not. Right? There's a big chance that it will. Now it's just like, how long is it going to take for price to do that? That's the question. Right? But what if it doesn't give us that push? That's okay. We'll just have to follow a new trend that's probably in a lower time frame. Right? Instead of it being on the daily time frame, it'll most likely be on the 4 hour. If it's not on the 4 hour, then it'll most likely be on the 1 hour. Right? And the trend that we're looking for from a daily time frame standpoint, if it's such a big pair, most likely it'll be on the 1 hour. So right now I don't want to have to worry about that. We don't have to worry about that, but just in case in the future reference, if we start seeing price move downwards, then we know what we're looking for. So for GCAD right now, we're still in level 3. We're still in an uptrend. We're still seeing higher highs and higher lows. Right after the zone of consolidation, we had the break, we had the retest, but we've been pretty much just moving sideways here. Pretty big zone of consolidation. No continuations. On the daily, on the 4 hour, no continuations either. We had a week of rise, and then price gave us a push to the downside this past week. And then on the 30-minute time frame, let me get comfortable. Right, and then on the 30-minute time frame, we're still making lower low and lower highs. So still nothing here to really to trade. We really just gotta wait for price to turn around. GJ, I'm not really trading it. We're just gonna keep this updated. We're still in the zone of consolidation. Still pretty much waiting for price to break these highs that we have marked up here. Price gave us 2 weeks of rise. This week being the third week. Price gave us a rise. Could be a rise drop or a rise no net. We'll put it as a rise no net. And then we'll leave it like that. Alright, my bad. GU. We know that for GU we are in level 2 in an uptrend. We had level 1 for zone consolidation, the break, the retest, push number 2. We have 4 months of rise, no more continuations, but we're still making higher highs and higher lows. On the 4-hour time frame, we have a week of rise. Let's add another line here real quick. Then we have a second week of rise, but again, this second push is super close. It could finish on a no net. Right? I also don't like the fact that at these highs, again, price never gave us a clean, valid break of these highs. So, the second week of rise, the second push, this continuation that I'll be looking for is low probability. Very low probability. Third week high. Be very careful with this trade, guys. And then we're still making higher high and higher low. 2 days of rise. On the third day, price gave us a rise drop. Right? And it also gave us an engulfing candle. A bearish engulfing candle. Be careful with this trade. NZD USD. Daily time frame, we are in A2, still in the second zone of consolidation on a downtrend. We had 3 months of rise, counter rise. On the third month, gave us a rise, no net, gave us another push. No continuation, still got that gap. On the 4-hour, we have a week of rise. Then price gave us a no net for this week. Price is just moving sideways. And then on the 30-minute, price gave us a day of drop. No worries. US 30, these other pairs, I'm pretty much just gonna keep them updated. We're pretty much done though. So again, since you guys will be watching recordings, just you could always leave a question in the comment, and then or you message me on Discord, and we'll go over it in Discord as well. So whatever you guys feel more comfortable with. We're looking for a valid break. No valid breaks, just testing of highs again. Could we say that this is a valid break of the high here on the 4-hour? I don't, I'm not opposed to it, seeing that it is the one that broke above, but the fact that this candle left a bigger wick, would like to see price break above that wick too, but it makes it tough, right? Because not that it makes it tough, but we're trading between the same 4-hour low, but now we'd be trading between this low and this change of character higher high, right? And then this is where we'll start seeing price either reject lows or really give us a break. And again, at this point, we're still just testing these lows, so we'll see what price does for 30. And gave us a day of drop. Gave us a change of character. See what that does. USD CAD. We know we're still in an uptrend. We're pretty much still making higher high, higher low. Looking for a set higher low. But price is still giving us those internal lower lows and lower highs, which again, it's just price making higher low from a higher high, right? It's that downtrend push. We have 2 weeks of drop. Price is still going short. And then 30-minute, we have lower low, lower high, lower low. Lower high. USD ZAR. Same thing as another pair I'm not really trading. I want to see price come down and fill this gap first before I take a trade. So this is another pair that I'm just going to keep updated just so we don't have to do this all in one bunch. But it is a pair again that I'm not really actively trading just yet. We had lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Higher high, higher low. Gold, everybody's favorite. 372 was hit. This gap was already filled. No, wrong thing. See some of the brushes and the highlights. Right, 372 was hit, so we could take that off. STP moved that up here. The 30-minute high finally was hit, right? So only thing is we didn't get a valid break, right? Did we get a valid break? We had testing. Price came down. Testing broke above. Again, the only thing I didn't break above the first one. Broke above this one. No continuations on the 4 hour or nothing, so Bitcoin. Let's see, Bitcoin, I'm not going to delete none of these drawings, right? We have 2 months of rise. I'll be looking for that 3rd month push. That's still the pair that I'm looking. This is still pretty much the entry that I'm looking for. Right, here on the daily time frame, it's pretty easy, right? We have a shoulder head shoulder. We had price induced the lows already, which I think it was in the 4 hour time frame that I was really looking at. Right, once price gave us the inducement of the low, this is where I'm starting to look for price to make higher highs and higher lows. Right, in this area too is where I'll start looking for price to give us some entry criterias, right? Whether we have engulfing candles, exhaustion candles, and right now we have exhaustion candles. Price did not give us a valid engulfing here. Would have been a nice one. Gave us 2 days of drop. On the 3rd day, gave us a drop, no nut. 4th day variation gave us a day of drop, which is perfect. Let's go ahead and delete some of these drawings. And last but not least, oil. Let's see where we're at. Have a day of rise. Higher high, higher low, higher high. We have 2 weeks of counter rise, and then we're still trading lower low and lower high, right? And price still giving us a pullback, right? The question just is how far back is the pullback gonna be, right? And this is what's been kind of putting me, I'm not gonna say in a slump, right? But I didn't think I was gonna get such a steep pullback on oil. Mind you, there is a lot of news that just went on in the last couple of days with oil and everything else. So this is the reason for how this is the reason why the markets have been moving the way they've been moving. But overall, I wasn't really expecting this steep of a pullback. But the same criteria has happened. You're just in a different point of view. Same things happen at the point of view. Did you get the change of character? Did you get the break of structure? Did you wait for price to go from higher high, higher low to lower low and lower high? Or vice versa? Did you wait for price to go from lower low and lower high to higher high and higher low? Right? Depending if you're an uptrend or in a downtrend. So that's all it is. Plus, we have a lot of other confirmations here: the 800 EMA, the exhaustion candles, the fact that this candle is gonna print as an exhaustion candle. That might give us another confirmation, an early confirmation, like, hey, price isn't gonna go up, we're gonna start going down. Right? Once we got that exhaustion candle, lower time frame, we start looking for those change of characters and break of structures. Then we're good to go. So that's all it is. But if you guys have any questions, feel free to message me either on Discord or on X or Twitter, or make sure you guys join the Discord. That's pretty much it. Have a good rest of your weekend, guys, and we'll see you tomorrow morning for the live trading session. Well, Monday morning for the live trading session. Peace out.